three-car bout here. Stock car representative Neil Bonnet battles with IndyCar giants Danny Ungaius and Gordon Johncock. Ungaius in the black car, who had led 22 laps, was about to be in big trouble. Bonnet, the stock car champion, Johncock, the IndyCar champion, battling it out. Cale Yarborough in big trouble, uninjured in this late race mayhem. In the final sort out, Neil Bonnet takes first. A step toward a $150,000 payoff out of a $450,000 prize. Yesterday, this was Burke Lakefront Airport in Cleveland, Ohio, a working airport. Today, it becomes a 2.4-mile, 12-turn road course for round 2 of the International Race of Champions. Which by winning in Michigan is handicapped to start dead last for our live flag-to-flag coverage this afternoon. Here beneath the Cleveland, Ohio skyline on this 12-turn road course along the shores of Lake Erie, we are in the preliminary laps to the start of round 2 of the International Race of Champions. A perfect day for racing here in Cleveland, Ohio. Here's a look at the weather. The wind is gusting some 15 to 25 miles per hour, and we have a great field of 12 drivers. Let's take a look at their points as they are in those preliminary laps. This is actually the finish, how they came across the line at Michigan in round number 1. Neil Bonnet, the winner, for 21 points. Benny Parsons, second for 17. And just as important, the people who finished out back, because they come first. They reversed the field here today, and it's Cale Yarborough on the pole, who only scored 3 points, and Tom Sneva starts alongside. A good afternoon to you. I'm Ken Squier, and delighted to have working with me again the Dean of American Racecasters, Chris Economaki.
Ken, I can't remember any IROC in history where all of the drivers were pleased with their cars. There's been no complaints. This means that everyone honestly feels he can win, and that could lead to some fenders and spoilers on this racetrack before the day is over. And now let's take a look at how our dashing dozen lines up.
Here's how they line up for race number 2 in the 1984 International Race of Champions. On the pole, 3-time Grand National Stock Car champion Cale Yarborough. Beside him comes Tom Sneva, the 2-time IndyCar champion, in the car that won round number 1. Row 2 are all road racers. Derek Bell, 3-time winner of Le Mans. He's the IROC rookie from Sussex, England. And beside him, his old teammate, the 2-time world endurance champion from Belgium, Jackie Ickx. Emerson Fittipaldi is on the inside of row number 3, the 2-time Formula One world champion. And next to him comes Dale Earnhardt, North Carolina's former Grand National champion. Starting in 7th is Johnny Rutherford, the 3-time Indy winner, still seeking his first IROC win. And beside him, Danny Ungaius, the 6-time IndyCar winner. Moving back to row 5, Tennessee's Darrell Waltrip. He'll be on the inside, and beside him comes Michigan's Gordon Johncock, the 2-time Indy winner, finished 3rd, round 1. Next is Benny Parsons from North Carolina, who came from dead last to 2nd in that first round. And beside him, the man who won it all in round 1 at Michigan, Alabama's Neil Bonnet, relegated to dead last for this 30-lap, 74-mile contest. $450,000 at stake, and it all comes at the end of the series. The next race in 3 weeks. As you look out of one of these cars, get ready for the start of this event. Let's go down to the pits quickly. Ned Jarrett is standing by along with Dick Vermeil today.
Ken, these are the exact same cars they ran in Michigan a few weeks ago with some modifications. Of course, they run clockwise here as opposed to counterclockwise there. So a lot of modifications to the suspension of the cars. And, Dick, that's not quite all.
Ned, they changed the carburetors. The mechanics have taken the smaller Holley 390 and replaced it with the larger 790 carburetor, the same carburetor that's used in the Grand National Stock Car races.
That should give them about 50 more horsepower, more acceleration off the turns. Cale Yarborough has a little bit of a different problem here that he didn't have at Michigan.
He has a very sore shoulder, and it's bothering him here making the right-hand turns. Now, it hasn't bothered him early this year because he was always turning left, but it's bothering him today.
And there is a little additional modification on Neil Bonnett's car. The gear shift lever has been extended to accommodate that broken wrist on his right hand.
All right, field is organized, and we're down for a start on these equally prepared cars, slightly amended from what we saw at Michigan. 3 weeks hence, they will be at Talladega, Alabama. There's the course, and it's just as flat as an airport. As Darrell Waltrip said, this would make a very good airport.
That's right. Waltrip was quite happy. You know, it's one of the few times when he was introduced at an automobile race that he hasn't been booed. Down south, he draws a lot of boos, but here he got some cheers, and that must set him off right for today's race.
At the drivers' meeting this morning, he said, I have one thing to say to all the other drivers here before we get started this afternoon. I'm only going to say it once. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of elbowing and shouldering before this day is over.
Now, Waltrip has won 4 races in NASCAR on a road course, of course, all at Riverside, California. Cale Yarborough has picked up 3 wins in road course competition. And Gordy Johncock had 1 up at Brainerd, Minnesota. 30 laps, 74 miles, coming down for green. Right now, remember, it is Cale Yarborough who, on the last time out, had a real head knocker up in the wall at Michigan, who now was on the point in the white car.
That shoulder injury of Cale's, it's amazing. It doesn't bother him when he turns left, but when he turns right, it's a serious problem. He's going to have more surgery, and it may mean he can't finish today.
He's very concerned he could not go the 30 laps. He says he hasn't got enough strength that way to turn a lawnmower. It's Tom Sneva jumping out in front as they go under green here at Cleveland, Ohio, in round 2 of the International Racer Champions. Sneva in the car that won at Michigan, the one that Neil Bonnet drove to victory, is now on the point. As we get lap number 1 underway. Here's Neil Bonnet hustling his way through.
Oh, you'll be able to watch how Neil works here. Watch this shifting. The stock car drivers are shifting apparently once or twice more than most of the other people because of their knowledge of the weight and power of these cars.
They vary considerably. Some are shifting 12 times a lap, and there are some Gordon Johncock doesn't shift more than 6 or 7 times. Out back is still Neil Bonnet, hasn't been able to move through as yet. And Tom Sneva's in front. Cale Yarborough is running the 2nd position.
Now, this straightaway here is extremely wide, and then they funnel down into narrow corners at the east end of this circuit, and that's been the problem. The back straightaway is 100 yards wide, and then the turn up there they're about to go in is about 2 car lengths wide, 2 car widths wide.
Tommy Sneva with the lead. You know, when you try to build 12 cars exactly alike, like breeding puppies, you're apt to get one that's a world-class champion, and you're apt to get one that's a runt. This car has been the one people have been talking about, the rose-colored car. It's up in the 1st position now. Cale in 2nd. He's a pretty good road racer. Low angle shot into this corner as they get down into 2nd gear. Jackie Ickx.
So easily matched there. Jackie Ickx, the road racing driver who did so poorly in Michigan, is in 3rd place.
Garrett Dell is in 4th. Emerson Fittipaldi is in 5th.
Bell has had a very hectic schedule. He's been flying back and forth to Watkins Glen for a road race that takes place up there this weekend, sharing a car with Al Holbert.
Here's Derek Bell.
Okay, here's Derek Bell inside the car. Let's take a look at how he takes this course. We can see out his windshield the 12 turns to this course, and depending on your style and technique, he's closing up with the car in front of him, as you can see, and watch his hand on the gear shift lever as he makes those gear changes as he comes around. And heading down now into what will be turn 7, a 4th gear situation down to 3rd gear as he bends into that corner into a 500-foot straight. Turn 8 is the beginning of a large sweep that includes turns 9 and 10. 850-foot lengths separate these turns, and the drivers stay in 3rd gear throughout this whole thing. The turns are called 3 turns, but it's really one great big sweeper. You can see how steady the car is as it comes around into the main straightaway now. 2,350 feet up through the gears to 4th as they head down towards the right-hand turn that leads into the pit area. One of the toughest turns, 150-foot length. Here, Bonnet is coming into that now as the leaders stand by. So you can see it's not an easy job doing a lap here at Burke Lakefront.
2 laps are now completed on live CBS coverage of race number 2 of the International Race of Champions. Sneva first, Kaylee Yarborough second. Jackie Hicks maintaining third, Derek Bell fourth, Emerson Fittipaldi in fifth. Dale Earnhardt is sixth, on Gaius is in seventh, Rutherford eighth, Waldrop is in ninth. Averaging 99.2 miles per hour in the second lap on this 2.42-mile, 12-turn course at Cleveland, Ohio. Tomorrow on CBS, World Formula One Championship racing from Dallas, Texas. Kaylee Yarborough closes a little on Sneva, and we've got one car spinning. It is Jackie Hicks spinning, getting loose at turn number 5. Picks himself up and gets back underway.
Tough break for Jackie, who this morning said he ran 9.5 miles before breakfast. Maybe he's worn out.
And did it in an hour. The endurance racer who does some endurance running as well as driving gets back on the course. Two-time world champion Jackie Hicks. You're back with the leaders. And it's Tom Sneva in first. Kaylee Yarborough in second. The IndyCar driver on the point, and Kaylee Yarborough, the stock car champion, right behind him. Hicks now falling back, and Derek Bell proceeds up to third spot on the standings.
Now, the drivers are saying, Ken, that drafting here is not nearly as important as it is on the super speedway. Notice that not too many positions have changed. The leaders remain the same. Kaylee Yarborough, despite his shoulder, is really within striking distance of our leader, Tom Sneva.
Field rolling through, and way out back, Jackie Hicks is almost 900 feet behind the 11th place car. Lap number 3 was a 99.5 mile per hour lap. Incidentally, the car that Hicks spun, Chris, was the red car that was spun twice in practice by Derek Bell. And it seems like even the road racers are having trouble with that car. Here's a battle for third position. Derek Bell is right there. Derek Bell maintaining third. Emerson Fittipaldi pulling up. And a battle for the lead again. It is Kaylee Yarborough really working at the tail end of Sneva's car. Now you're looking out the back. Our live coverage from Cleveland, Ohio of race number 2. And there's Fittipaldi getting underneath. Emerson Fittipaldi moving beneath Derek Bell and picking up a spot. Emerson's done pretty well in this series before, particularly on road courses, but the ovals haven't helped him much.
Well, he says he loves this place. It's his kind of track. The most important thing about it is that he feels comfortable, and he's on the comeback trail. He's had financial problems back in his native Brazil, and he really needs to reestablish his career and his credibility as a frontline driver.
So Emerson Fittipaldi moves into third position. Derek Bell back to fourth. Earnhardt up to fifth. On Gaius coming on to sixth. What a great run on Gaius made. Then had trouble up at Michigan in the first race. Led some 22 laps. Really, he was the only driver to dominate the event. Coming by to complete another lap with third spot, now belonging to Fittipaldi. Derek Bell in the fourth position. And then comes Dale Earnhardt.
Tom Sneva represents the IndyCar drivers, and they're the ones who know this circuit the best. They've been racing here for the last couple of years, and they say that that's a distinct advantage. It's the first time the stock car drivers have seen Burke Lakefront, as well as the sports car people.
Lap number 3 slowed down to 97.9 miles per hour. They came out of it just a little. It's still Tom Sneva in front, and we'll continue with more live coverage of the International Race of Champions from Cleveland, Ohio, after these messages. Working the 6th of 30 laps in round 2 of the International Race of Champions. Tom Sneva is in first place. Kaylee Yarborough maintains second. Emerson Fittipaldi is in third. The battle is back in fourth. There lies Derek Bell, and directly behind him in the black car, and you can see him closing on Derek Bell. That is Dale Earnhardt in fifth position. He's almost passed Bell twice while we were away on commercial. Sneva stays out in front. Look at Earnhardt pull up again, Chris Economaki. Right there, knocking on the door.
Our leader, Tom Sneva, has 8 IROC starts to his history, but has enjoyed little success. A fourth-place finish in Michigan in 1978 was his best.